Okay, joining us now, Republican Mike Haridopolos of Florida. He's a congressman, and he joins us from, I assume, in his district, which is in a lovely part of coastal Florida. On Friday, President Trump fired Erica McIntyre. She's the commissioner of the Bureau of Labor Statistics after new jobs numbers showed a contracting labor market. Now, William Beach, formerly of the Heritage Foundation, who President Trump appointed to the job in his first term, said it was, quote, totally groundless and sets a dangerous precedent and undermines the statistical mission of the Bureau. What do you say about all that?
Well, I think one thing we're all concerned about is the job numbers. I think that's a concern. I think the president has been very vigorous about removing people from the Biden administration who had challenges with their numbers, of course, last year. But the real issue is the economy is growing at 3%. That was our goal, of course, as we're initially looking at the new era of Donald Trump, and we're actually making trade deals. I think we're moving in the right direction, and obviously he felt like this person was not right for the new Trump world.
I hear you about complaints about the methodology, and those are bipartisan. They're people who would like to see an improved statistical standpoint. I, a nerd, agree. But we would definitely expect to see some churn in the economy and in jobs numbers when you have massive federal layoffs, new tariffs, and so many other changes. Even I remember that the president acknowledged early on there would be pain. Why wouldn't we expect to see that with jobs numbers and the problems underneath in the GDP? Wouldn't that be sort of expected?
Well, again, we're going through a transition in the economy. As you know, we're overly dependent on countries like China, and we want to move in a new direction, protect American workers, make sure they simply have a level playing field. We're not looking for protectionism. What we're looking for is a level playing field. Chris, you and I both know that for years, other nations charge us higher tariff rates than we charge them. One good example is the EU charged us 10% in our cars, 2.5% when they came to America. That's not fair. And so the president is reconfiguring the economy, recognizing the changes that have taken place.
All right,
For example, we learned during COVID that China was not exactly the most reliable group, so we're moving in a new direction.
Okay, so it looks like federal courts may be taking some of that tariff power away from the president. The hearing seems to indicate that there could be some curtailment coming and that power going back to Congress. Is that a good thing for Congress to have more control over tariffs, or how do you see that?
Well, I think we're going to strike the right balance. Right now, we're giving the president a lot of rope for the right reasons. He's a great negotiator. Look what just happened with the EU. They don't charge us rates anymore when we try to sell our products overseas. Look what happened with so many other countries, whether it be Japan and others, because they're finally saying that, you know what, the United States is the most important market in the world. And if we don't treat them fairly, they're going to fight back. I think the idea of fighting for your beliefs is a strong thing. The president's done a great job of that in making sure that other nations know we're not going to sit here and be taken advantage of anymore. We're the most generous nation in the world, as proven from post-World War II onward. And what we're asking the other countries who are friends, hey, why not have a level playing field? Make it where whatever we charge you, they'll charge us. I think that's a fair way of doing business. The president's been strong in this, and we all know there's a transition period going on right now. But I think it's a win-win because it brings more manufacturing home to America, which was desperately needed, as all evidenced by the COVID era.
All right, you are not in charge of what other members of Congress say. But I did notice when Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene said, quote, October 7th in Israel was horrific and all the hostages must be returned, but so is the genocide, humanitarian crisis, and starvation happening in Gaza. And she is not alone in your party about the denunciations that we're starting to hear about Israel. How do you parse this out? Where are you on this question?
Well, I am a strong supporter of Israel for the simple reason what not only happened on October 7th, but they stand for freedom and opportunity in that region. The Gazan area is controlled by terrorists. That's the reason why they had to go into that country, or that region, not country, and do what they did. And we also realized that Iran was the one that was funding all of this action. They are the source of evil in this region. Now that they've been knocked out recently by the United States and by Israel, you're going to have a much more calm Middle East. And the only thing that's preventing this food from being delivered into this region is that let's just say the terrorists in that region who control a lot of Gaza are stopping the food food shipments for politics. I think that we need to get to the bottom of this. I think the president wants to solve the problem, but we're going to stick by Israel because they are the source of peace, and they're the ones who are promoting freedom in that region, whereas Iran was oppressing their own people, let alone fueling this seven-front war against Israel, which, of course, culminated on October 7th.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Congressman, we thank you so much. If you had ever driven down Antler Street in the town of Christmas, Florida, you would know him already. But if you don't, there he is, Congressman Mike Haridopolos. We thank you.